Hello everyone, Hello everybody, this is Kyrix with more Let's Play Suikoden 2 Blind. God, there was a time a year or two ago when that would have been enough for me to, nope, gonna do it again. But no, fuck it, let's have some fun with this. You guys know I fuck up, why not leave them in the video every now and then? It's Blind Run, we're doing it live. Hi Klaus. I can't tell if she's impressed or just completely unimpressed. She is in flirt mode. My name is Klaus! What the fuck? Why all caps? Don't be tricking promising youngsters. Alright, so this is probably going to be the episode where we tackle Necklord. So I'm guessing either Sierra or Leknat's going to come in here and harass me. Well, we did just get Leknat, so probably Sierra if anything. By the way, I love the fact that I've got all these vampires just wandering around in the daytime. Just for the shits and giggles of it. To be fair, in Bram Stoker's original Dracula, Dracula had no problem operating in the daylight. No problem whatsoever. Oh god, where did they go? Oh, wait. Yeah, he does like stealing women. It's kind of how we got tangled up with him in the first place in the old game. But yeah, that's something the movies added. I think it was Nosferatu that added the whole sunlight destroys vampires thing. Please don't drink my generals. My stolen generals. I was about to say I'm not worried about zombies, but then I remembered, oh yeah, zombies are kind of people. No, right here. And change formation. Let's get you up front, where you need to be. Let's do some swapping. I'm over here, Stein's in the corner. Purely aesthetic, but fuck it, my aesthetics. No, that's not the liquid she had in mind. She's looking for some vein tea. Oh great, more tunnels for me to get lost in. That should be fun. Get ready for 6 videos of me wandering around in the dark. Were there no randos in this? Well, on the plus side, it makes navigating easier, because I won't have battles to interfere with what direction I was going. That is a part of what gets me so lost, is I'll be going a direction, have a random encounter, and then forget where I was. It's not the only excuse, but it plays a part. The other major excuse is the fact that I'm just not observant enough to know where the hell I am. Maybe in real life I would have less ease in getting lost, but I say that as I have gotten lost going home. To be fair, it was night, and it was the first year I was living here, so... I mean, still, the fact remains. It's just kind of weird not to have anyone heal that turn. Oh, it's dying leveled up. That's good. So yeah, for the near future, the paths between Drakesmouth and Tigermouth is going to be my new grinding spot. Just because it's got higher level enemies and they're worth more money. And it's kind of a pain just getting around in the Gregminster area at Bannertown. Oh! Hi, Neclordia. Okay, sure, Neclordia. Let's go with that. Ow. Okay, Sith Lordia more likely. See, I'm a bit hungry now, but I'm mostly nice and full from yesterday, because yesterday's Star Trek tournament had a little unexpected perk to it. It was the store's, fuck, what was it, 3-year anniversary, I want to say? And it was pretty awesome. Because this guy, oh boy, does he throw an anniversary party. Just food everywhere. So I got up there and I ate a piece of cake. And then, well, I ate a piece of cake. I ended up eating between 4 and 5 pieces of cake by the time I left. But grazing on cheese cubes. You know, like how they had little cheese cut into little squares? Yeah, grabbed a whole bunch of them on a plate and kept going back and forth. And they kept restocking it, so I kept taking more. But, oh, I ate so much stuff. Even got to take 4 hot dogs home, so that was nice. Probably could have taken more, but I didn't want to, you know, steal all of their shit. You know, it just seemed rude. Even though they were closing down for the night anyway. But it was great. And this isn't really the place for this, but fuck it. I took 2nd place. That's right, people on the YouTube. I took 2nd place in a tournament that happened, from your perspective, over a year ago. Oh, God. Poor vampire lady. Go ahead and Titan. I will, Bright Rune. But yeah, took 2nd place. And then, as I was gonna leave, we were all packing up. This guy who was there with his son's like, hey, we were gonna do this board game. We need 6 people. You guys want to play? And I'm like, fuck it. So I stay a little while long. Well, I asked him how long it would be. He's like, about 35 minutes. I'm like, I can delay 35 minutes because I had to get home and walk Maya at some point. But it was a really cool game. And it was one that he and his son had been developing, and they actually sold it. I mean, it's still being tweaked, but it is going to be a game that will be available for normal human people to buy. It's called Etten War and Peace, or at least I think that's what it is. And they were already talking about working on expansions. So that's cool. But I'm in the playtesting credits. He's like, hey, can I get all your names if you want to be in the credits for this? I'm like, sure. And it's a fun game. It's a weird game. Not weird in a bad way, and I told him a couple times, and I kept telling him, I don't mean this as an insult. It feels like about a dozen other games I played. I specifically mentioned Yu Yu Hakusho, and I think I didn't mention it, but there was bits of Warlords in there. It felt like parts of My Little Pony, though I didn't mention that one either. You know. There was all sorts. Oh, Star Wars, the old Star Wars Decipher card game. It felt like so many different games in a good way. It was the good parts of those games. The gist of it is, you play. Like, we played with 6 people, and you play in teams of 2. And me and my partner actually picked 2 of the hardest people to start with. I picked the elves. He picked basically giants. And our problem is we have very high cost units. But they're very good units. And what it is I played against the son, who was on my right, who was teamed up against the Star Trek judge. My partner was against the father, who was teamed with one of our better Star Trek players, the guy who took first that night, in fact. And the 2 Star Trek guys were against each other. And basically, you draft, you start out with some gold, you draft by putting 4 warriors up. And, let's go down here. And first you draft with your opponents, like, okay, I pick first, then you pick, or I pick 1, then they pick 2, then you get the last one, and then you either buy or sell them depending on how your money's looking. Then you draft with your partner and you decide, okay, I want this unit, you can have these units, etc. Because it is a team effort, so you gotta make sure your partner's got good shit too. And then you draft against your opponent again, and then you have your fight. And then you do another round where you draft twice with your ally and once with your enemy, and then the third and final round, twice with your enemy, once with your ally. And it's a very simple game, very quick to pick up, which is what's the word? A virtue? It's a virtue for a game to be easy to pick up and hard to master. And I had a lot of fun. I even told him, I'm like, look, if you're up here often, I'll try and make it up to play some more, because I had fun. You know? And he added me on Facebook, and I told him, hey, if you make like a group and announce, hey, we're going to be up at this game store at this time, I'll see what I can do, because I had a lot of fun. And I told him I'd probably have more fun if I knew what I was doing. He's like, yeah, that's completely understandable. Ah, there we go. Perfect. And we're going to loop around here to get that chest. Then I told him if it weren't for the fact that I got to get home and walk the dog and such, I'd see about playing again. He's like, well, we were going to leave soon anyway. You know, and I don't blame him. For reference, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I left. I was on my bike on the road at 2:10, because that's when I looked at the clock. And I didn't get home till like 3:30. The great thing about this store is, and this is the first day I was there, he told me, we're the kind of store where we don't close until everyone leaves. You know, because a lot of gaming stores, and there's nothing wrong with this, will boot you out. It's like, oh, we're done, we're closing, we want to go home. And this is not one of those stores. This is, oh, it's 5 in the morning, keep gaming. You know, we'll just wait for the next guy to come in. But it was a lot of fun. I had a great time. I had a great time just in general. I got to stuff my face. Because I'd only had ramen that morning, so... And I've been craving cheese, because you know me. Chances are, any given time, Kyrix is craving cheese. And if I'm not craving cheese, it's because I'm eating cheese. Oh great, she's gonna go all Palpatine on me again. Oh Jesus, Stallion. Are you okay, buddy? Not worried, because he's not a major target. He'll probably heal to full all on his own eventually. But yeah, I was just eating cheese all day and chasing it with cake. And one of the guys, his wife or girlfriend made this really good apple pie that I had a piece of right before I left. It was good stuff. Yeah, it was just, in general, it was just a great day. And I mean, for me to take second in a Star Trek tournament, granted there were 6 people instead of 8, and one of our other really good players wasn't there, but fuck it, I took second, and the only person I lost to was the guy who won. So, I consider that a good day. And the funny thing, and I kept saying this the whole time, because before I knew what my score was, because I faced the judge in round 3, and we finished quickly, like I do. But, and of course we were talking shop at that. I'm like, well, I kind of like that. I think I did pretty good, but I don't like this part of the build, and I don't like this part of the build. This one I'm okay with, but I could still make a couple tweaks here and there. He's like, oh, you got second. I'm like, well, now I feel shitty. He's like, why? I'm like, because this team did so good and I hate it. Oh, man. Oh, here's a rarity for me. I went to time on the first round. I literally, it's like, last round, guys. And in the last round, I swept the last of his points. I never go to time. Good match, though, by the way. I had the Hathaway, which is a Constellation-class ship, which non-Star Trek nerds definitely don't know. It's, alright. If you know anything about Star Trek, it's a standard Federation saucer. Like, picture the Enterprise, Kirk's Enterprise, specifically. That shaped saucer. Picture that. And then a small body behind it, and the nacelles, which are the long tube warp things, in an X-Wing pattern. 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, like an X-Wing kind of thing. And it was built as a torpedo boat in my build. And I had a trick on there called a dispersal pattern Sierra, which basically says, hey, if you've got a lock on someone with torpedoes and they're in your front arc, and the Hathaway has a 180 front arc, so unless you're directly behind me, I can shoot you. It says you can fire at 2 people, but you're knocking 1 die off of each torpedo, or 3 people and knocking 2 dice off each torpedo. Well, due to the way the scenario worked, I got that shot off, and I softened up 3 of his 4 ships, which worked really well for me, actually. And I went on. The Hathaway lived like 2 rounds after that, but it nuked his fleet. It took out. It pretty much wrecked all the shields on all of his ships, which is. Oh, I didn't want to go that way, I guess. You okay, Maya? You whimpering over there. You alright? Okay. She's doing that squeaky dog whine thing, and I'm a little concerned. But yeah, it pretty much took out the shields on everything except the Enterprise. And now I'm lost. And yeah, I took him to town. The problem with him was he had a fleet of boats. And whenever I say boat, I mean it as a derogatory term. Not that the boats are a bad thing, but a boat, in my terminology, is a ship that cannot turn worth a dime. It turns broadly. So if something gets behind you, something nimble, like the 2 ships I had left, you're screwed because you can't deal with that. You can't bring yourself around to shoot them, you know? And second round, I got alpha striked. My big ship, my racer. First off, I didn't win the actual race portion like I did in every other round, because he actually had a better setup than I did. But my racer ship had, oh fuck, what was it? It was, it'll come to me. It basically had a bunch of dodge dice that I could use. God damn it, I'm lost again. And I could dodge, like, roll 6 dice, and then turn around and get 2 free dodges. So I could block 8 if I was lucky. And I did. That's the thing, I blocked 8. Keep in mind, this ship has no shields and 3 hulls, so I can take 2 hits and still live. His alpha strike rolled 11 dice that he hit with. And even though I got all those dodges, he hit me with just enough to still kill me. And I'm like, well, shit, that's a lot of damage. And I didn't get my torpedo trick off either, because there are 4 ranges. There's range 1, where range 1 is usually where you want to be because you get extra attack dice. Range 2, which is alright. Range 3, where the opponent gets more dodge dice. And then there's outside of range 3 where nobody can shoot with very few exceptions. Well, the problem is torpedoes only work at range 2 to 3, with very few exceptions, like there are Romulan plasma torpedoes that are 1 to 2. And the Dominion has generic photons that do 1 to 3, but no special effects. So, because all his ships were at range 1, I couldn't shoot him with my torpedoes. And in the third round, I got the torpedo trick off again, but I missed the scout ship and hit the other 2. But I did good. I did real good. I did better than I think I have done in a very long time. I have actually won a single tournament, but one of them was against my former roommate, John. And John, he just was not on my Trek level, and he'd be one of the first to admit that. So he was pretty much points for me, you know what I mean? Whereas all 3 of my opponents last night were pretty good. One of the guys was new. This was his first tournament. And he did pretty well against me. It was a... That first round was brutal as shit, though. But... Really wish I knew where I was going. I am lost as fuck. But hey, I'm getting decent money out of it, and that's useful. Because I know for a fact once I get out of here I can get level 13 weapons, and I can probably get the 14th even. So money is going to be a factor in a couple minutes. See, part of me wants desperately to use my runes on these fights, but if I do, I won't have them for Necklord when I'm actually going to need them. Please don't. Okay, it's just Victor. I wish it had been me. I heal like 14 or 15 per turn. You know. 16. But it doesn't matter, because once I get out of here, I should have enough to get 100 people, because Tinto gives me so many people, like 6 to 8 people, brand new people. So I will very soon have enough to get Peshmerga. It's probably Peshmerga or Peshmerga, but I like Peshmerga better. It just sounds cooler. I'm scratching my eye, by the way. My eyes get itchy. I might be allergic to my cats. I don't care if I'm allergic to my cats. I'm still going to have my cats, but I might be allergic to them. Okay, I guess I'm at a point of no return here. Doesn't look like I can get out of here short of an escape talisman, which I do not have. So at that point, my options become die in the cave or win. I choose win. Alright, enough fucking around, I guess. No, I can't afford to use my 3. That's what I was checking to see if I could use my 3 and still make it, but no, I can't. I need to use my 1. Alrighty, that worked out pretty well for me. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can get back out from this angle. This is not a path. Can't get up that slope. Alright, I'm stuck in the cave then. That means whatever I want must be over here, or else I'm going to die in here. Which, to be fair, eventually these enemies would kill me. It's not likely to happen. Oh, here we go. Simply because I heal and they don't do that much to me. But what will eventually happen if let's say I'm in here indefinitely, eventually Khan and Sierra would die. I would run out of healing spells and those two would die. And then eventually it would catch up to the rest of us. Because we wouldn't have those two to fight anymore. So I wouldn't be dealing the damage, and those Necra ladies would eventually just lightning us to death. Alright, so it's got to be something to do with up here. Can I get across there? I don't think I can. Wait, yes I can. Okay. Aha. Not just random. Thinking outside the box by using the box. Good for you, Kyrix. You got this. See, that's one thing I hate about this game is block puzzles are not something that crop up often enough. So you'd be forgiven for not remembering they're even a thing at all. Matter of fact, I think the last block puzzle we did was in the last cave we did. The last time we fought Necklord. What is it with Necklord and block puzzles? Block puzzles. I think it's because he's a vampire. He's just channeling Capcom's zombie franchises. There we go. Also, I love that it slowed me down to do that. I better walk on the box. Don't want to break it. Do. Oh. It's a fucking stone Gundam. Alright, we will actually cliffhang right here. See you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.